I'm Skip Anglin.
And I'm Alec Anglin.
I'm the third and fourth generation here at Anglins Foundation Chimney Repairs.
Today we're out in Marietta, Georgia, lifting up a house with two different methods, piering system and floor stabilization beams. Let's go check it out.
This house right here has a foundation that's granite, and it's got a brick facade on it. This house is unique because the actual structure of the house, the framing of the house sits on the granite and the brick. So as we go here with our steel piers and lift it up, it's actually going to lift up the framing of the house as we go all the way down over through here. If you notice over here, we took these classes at 8112. We protect the property really good. We got the gas lines marked, diligently dug around these, which is good. But our piers start going in right here, and as this starts lifting, it's going to lift the house itself.
So over here, we have different piering every so often. Mainly what's happening is all this weight here on the foundation is starting to settle down, and the only way to stop it is to pier it. So we're installing piers every so often to help raise this and stabilize it from getting any worse.
And as you move on closer over here, you see the crack right here that's caused from the settling and the shifting of the house structure. It's almost doing like a little bow right here. You can see the crack going down to the actual structural support system of the granite foundation. So as we put these piers in, and they go down to equal load strata or bedrock, it's going to start lifting. The PSI rating is going to increase. As it starts lifting, the actual joists, floor joists of the house are going to start leveling up the house. So as we move to the back, we actually got to run an H-beam. I'll tell you why we had to run H-beam from a mason's point of view. This house on the backside was an add-on. A lot of people won't understand that. Since this was an addition, an add-on over here, we don't lift the foundation up over here because it's already set. We're going to do more damage. So we're actually going to do a beam to raise the framing of the house. So as we get over here, it'll make more sense. Over here, as you come, although the foundation stops right here, you see how they tubed it in right here? You see the brick washer right here, how it's different than the other one? And these bricks different right here, that's a replica brick. These bricks are mixed and matched. Over here is where the foundation goes down and it stops. Not concerned with this little cracked area here. It's normal shifting. Not a big deal. We're going to patch it, keep an eye on it, save the customer a few bucks through that knowledge. Now, if you look over here at the top, you see that brick, how it starts here? You see the different color mortar? And you see as you come over here, the last 4 foot to the right is original. This was a jack leg like this right here. You see how the brick go up and down, and it's not how it should be? That's why we don't want to use the piers to lift it up or do more damage since the work was already done. But when we go inside that crawl space, we're on a 26 H-beam, and we're going to use the hydraulic pumps, and we're actually going to lift that sucker up about 2.5 inches. You see how this is an original brick? You see how that's a replica? They mixed and matched in here. But you see how the brick are up and down, and when they laid it doing this way, the bricklayer laid it that way. Once we do that, we'll grind this crack out right here in the mortar. These are 2 different color mortars right here. This is a darker original color. This is one that's not matched up as good. So what we're going to do is our old school, we do craftsmanship right here. We're going to blend the colors in there and make it match a little bit more appropriate than that.
So the worst part is this corner, and it's making a lot of this house come out that way and down that way. And you can see up there in the corner how that trim board is starting to flare out. When that settles, it rolls and it pushes and it does all types of movements, and it's causing a lot of cracking through here. And if you can see the difference, they have painted, caulked this over and over. There's 3 different types of caulking in here because what this is doing is sliding away from the window. So these piers, once you lift up, it rolls that, pushes that, and brings that back together. So we were just on the outside of this wall showing you the exterior cracking and everything, but on the inside, as you can see, this whole green line, if you start up here, it's almost at the bottom of this trim, and as you go to the corner, the worst part of the house so far, it's almost touching the drywall. Now if I show you this level right here, on top is everything from that side of that level is fairly flush, and everything on this side is starting to roll down. So it's almost about level there, a couple inches out of plumb. The framing is actually starting to move. You have some cracking up here, which is pretty normal when you have this settling, but here is where it gets not normal. If you see that gap, everything is sliding out to this corner due from that settling out there. It's actually causing the crack there and some flaking there, a little bit there. So when we go underneath and we raise that with our beam, that'll take care of this floor. The piers on the outside will hit the perimeter wall.
And the reason that we're not doing the piers over here, because that was the addition, and we would do more damage lifting with the whole structure of the house versus doing it independently with the beam. The original house foundation sits right here. Okay, so this was the addition part. This part is perfectly fine. If this is the granite wall right here, our beam is going to continue at roughly 16 inches away from the wall, continuous. We may put 2 pieces in, there's some plumbing in the way. If we're going to continue it on through the kitchen to the original structure area of the wall, this does have a slight lean right here. This over here is added on, so we're going to tweak the two to blend them in together to make it as level as possible.